Yep, we gotta talk about it. Yo, what's up? It's Dynasty, and I've been sitting on this shit post from Merdoink for a couple of weeks now. Been wanting to give my thoughts on the hypothetical Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection #2, and what exactly I would want in a hypothetical sequel to the Legacy Collection. Now, I think this sums it up pretty damn well, to be honest. Again, much love to Merdoink from MK Warehouse for being the king of shitposting in the Mortal Kombat scene. And this is essentially everything I think we could ever desire that was missing from the original Legacy Collection. I love how it has duct tape on the side saying, experience the second half of the ultimate historical compilation of legendary Mortal Kombat titles. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Not the GBA version this time. Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat Unchained, which is the Deception port that was on the PSP. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Mortal Kombat Gold. And Mortal Kombat 9. Now, if you ask me, for $50 to give me all of these games with modern netcode in one package, you got my money. I think this is legit the only shit that's missing other than just miscellaneous Sega versions from the first collection. But hypothetically, if this was the second Legacy Collection, yeah, I'm 100% all in. Obviously, like, the one game that's missing, if you even want to kind of include it, it's MK versus DC. That game does exist. It's technically a Mortal Kombat game. Don't know anyone who's ever really personally enjoyed it too much. Had a lot of great new features at the time, like the ability to do, like, the you could, like, grab and zoom in and do, like, the little mini games in between stage transitions and things of that sort. That was cool. Don't get me started on those heroic brutalities. Horrible. And the other game that's missing is also Mortal Kombat 2011 MK9 for the PSP. That had a bunch of PSP exclusive minigames in the tower, the never-ending tower mode. So, other than MK vs. DC and the Vita port of Mortal Kombat 9, I think that pretty much covers everything. Now, is this gonna happen? Obviously, we're currently a few months out from at least the physical release of the first Legacy Collection. I hope it happens. I hope it's an actual standalone game and it's not DLC because, obviously, preservation's sake. Yeah, I need this on a cart. I need this on a disc. But just think about that. The 3D era games plus Gold, which I guess you can kind of consider a 3D era game because it's fucking 3D. It's Mortal Kombat 4. Ultimate MK4, if you will. Then obviously we got Mortal Kombat 2011. I think just this alone is the perfect selling point. The thought of playing MK9, right, with current netcode, GGPO netcode, that's enough. They gotta figure out what they do with the whole Freddy Krueger license. Freddy's the reason why the game got delisted across the board on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, you name it. I guess you could also kind of add in the Wii version of Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I know some of you guys have joked about how Dynasty in the future is going to complain that he can't use his Wiimote to perform ultimate fatalities. If it's not included, the Wii version in part 2, and no, I'm not going to complain. Obviously, the one character that was exclusive was Chameleon, Lady Chameleon, as was she back in the N64 version of Trilogy, so fuck it. This is just how Digital Eclipse does things. They leave out Chameleon, so we don't need the Wii version. We don't. This would be enough for me to drop my $50. But I do think this is like the ultimate package. If you would have added this in the first collection, yeah, man. Oh, God. I'd be crying. But obviously, now that we know they've only had a year to piece this entire collection together, and at this point in time, they're outsourcing PlayStation emulation through a completely different dev team, because Digital Eclipse has to do that to give us Mythology, Sub-Zero, Special Forces, and Trilogy on the PS1. I think this is gonna take a while to cook. Now, if you watched my video from, I want to say like a week ago, cue the meme, we broke down how Inner Loco discovered how they were outsourcing the PS1 emulation through another team. And in that whole syrup commercial emulator that's pretty much a hub for a bunch of different emulators that you could actually have in one game, a la the Legacy Collection, we got confirmation that their wishlist is like a PS3 emulator. So that has, obviously, MK9 written all over it. So Kratos, possibility, that would be cool. But it's not even being worked on, it's not even close to being touched or worked on. Like, it's a fucking wish for the team responsible for the emulation. The PS2 stuff, we know they're currently running tests on. So PS2 emulation, it's possible. Very infancy stages here, very early stages. I don't even think we have word on PSP emulation. So I don't even know if Mortal Kombat Unchained can be performed and actually emulated with this syrup commercial emulator. And I keep forgetting the name of the team. Implicit Conversions. Implicit Conversions is the team responsible for the PlayStation emulator we'll be getting in the Legacy Collection. Sorry guys, it's late. What is English? So yeah, at this point in time, PS3 emulation's a pipe dream for Implicit Conversions. PSP, I don't think's even been worked on yet. They're currently testing PS2. So realistically, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Shaolin Monks, Armageddon. No clue if Gold's possible. They'll probably have to find another team to do Dreamcast emulation, because if you go to the Implicit Conversions website with Syrup, I don't see anything that mentions Dreamcast emulation. And again, to give us all these games, it has to be like a commercial licensed emulation system. I don't know if that exists with Implicit Conversions behind the scenes, but at least publicly, they've not even shared the idea of Dreamcast emulation. Obviously, recently, Capcom had their fighting game collection with Power Stone. You guys can emulate Dreamcast on your Android, your Apple devices, any PC with a decent graphics card, any system. So, it's there, it's possible, but to get it done, quote-unquote, the right way, through a company like Implicit Conversions, I don't even know if it's possible yet. So, realistically, we'll probably get Deadly Alliance, Deception, Shaolin Monks, Armageddon. And I don't even want to say MK9 yet, because I just feel like that alone is probably going to be such a hard thing to pull off with the netcode. You could say that for all the PS2 games. They got to figure out the netcode for all those PlayStation 2 games. And those games, guess what? Yeah, listen, Digital Eclipse. Those games had built-in rooms and lobbies, including MK9 on the PS3. So maybe that makes things easier when the actual source code in those games has rooms and lobbies, and it doesn't have to be done on the, Legacy Collection 2 background, UI. I don't know, guys. I'm not from the future, so that's kind of my thought on this idea. Hypothetically, this is perfect if you add in, again, I have to say it, the Armageddon Wii version for Chameleon, MK9 on the Vita, and apart from that, yeah, I think that's pretty much all that's missing. MK versus DC. How could I forget? So, if it was just this right here, I'd be content, but for me, even seeing this image just feels like a pipe dream, because I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible. If I was a betting man, maybe I can come back to this video in a couple of years. If I was a betting man, I'll say, this is going to be the lineup. Deadly Alliance, Deception, Shaolin Monks, Armageddon, and Gold. I bet you it's going to be those 5 games, and that'll be it. That'll be it. If they can pull off PS3 emulation and PSP emulation, bro, I'll be so happy. Unchained, I had so much fun playing that as a kid, on the go. I don't need MK versus DC in this collection, but obviously for preservation's sake, I understand why you need that. But you just give me this, even without gold and MK9 and Unchained, and it's just the 3D era games solely. Ah, man, for 50 bucks? I don't know. Deception and Armageddon are backwards compatible currently in HD if you put the OG Xbox disc in the 360. Shaolin Monks isn't, neither is Deadly Alliance, but again, it's like the online capabilities. To play Deception online, hopefully it's not broken. I know there was apparently like Dairu. People would just spam Dairu all the time, apparently. His drop move, that was like the most broken move in the game. Apparently it was insanely broken. I don't even know if these games would be fun to play online, given how I've heard horror stories about it. I know to this day there are like private servers where you could actually play these games and boot them up online on like the PlayStation 2. And from all accounts, when I see tournament gameplay, modern day, no one's cheesing it up too much, but that's not going to be like the general public. You know what I mean? So if they could fix and iron out the broken shit, I guess it's worth 50 bucks. Deception alone is worth $1 million. This is the greatest game of all time, but being a diehard and already owning all this shit, to have it repackaged and to not get any new features would be a fucking bummer. So if this is a thing, please, Digital Eclipse, WB, let them fucking cook. Let them cook. Let them make sure that the rooms are implemented. Let them do PSP emulation. Let them do Dreamcast emulation. Let them have the funds for PS3 emulation. Could you imagine playing MK9 with modern netcode? This is a dream right here. And because it's a dream, I just feel like it's not gonna happen. So that's why I'm being kind of like, well, I don't know about MK9. I don't know about PS. I'm trying not to get my hopes up because ultimately this is perfect. Murdoink pieced together the perfect MK Legacy Collection 2 ship post here, but ultimately it just leaves me heartbroken. Because as great as this would be, I just don't know if it's possible. Maybe in a couple years. In a year, I don't think so. In 2 years, I don't know. 3 years? I'd say maybe. Maybe in 3 years, PS3 emulation's on point. Maybe in 3 years, gold emulation's parts of Syrup. Maybe PSP emulation is as well, so we'll see, guys. But anyways, that's all I got for y'all today. Been sitting on this for a while, and I just kind of wanted to ask you all, what would be the perfect Legacy Collection 2 in your opinion? Is this enough? Is there something else missing? If it's just Shaolin Monks, are you buying? I've seen a lot of people say that. Just Shaolin Monks is all I need. And hey, I can't blame you. I can't. But for me, I'm wanting to see the improvements, the netcode, the online rooms and lobbies, the quality of life stuff. Want to see all the behind the scenes for all these games too. If you're going to have like an interactive documentary in the original, what about an interactive documentary documenting the 3D era shit, man? That would be amazing as well. So I think there's a lot they could do with this. We'll see what happens, but yeah, this is a pipe dream, I feel like, man. We'll see. I love you guys. Let me know everything down below. Again, a massive shout out to Murdoink, MK Warehouse. Love y'all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Stepping on it crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I be steady counting my digits. Stepping on it crack, I am not superstitious. Counting all these racks, I be